If you ever want to remove the weight on your clock, this is how I would recommend doing that. I just have it sitting on a chair with a little bit of padding on it, and get a little section of 3/16 inch dowel and use that to pound this peg out that holds the weight shell, the wooden weight shell together. So I'm just going to put that over the end of that, and I would recommend pushing it out like this, because if you slip, you could gouge the side of the weight shell with this dowel. So I will put it over the end of the peg, hold it there with one hand, and then just tap it with a hammer to knock the peg out that way. Then you can pull the cover off. If you want to remove this as well, you can untie this little knot in here, pull the string out, and you could put it all back together again and transport it that way. Wrap it up in some padding, put it in a little box or something so it doesn't roll around. Or you can just wrap up this part. That's what I often do when I'm transporting the clocks. I'll just wrap up the heavy part, put the peg back in like this, and I can wrap that up, and then I'll just keep this end here with the rest of the clock as I'm transporting it. Then when you want to put it together, now usually I have marked one hole. I marked the hole on the bottom and marked the hole in the top, the ones that should fit together like that. If you have it the other way, the two holes won't line up perfectly, and you can see the cap isn't quite centered down here either. So if I don't have a mark on it, you'll just have to look through the hole. Look through the hole as you're putting it on, and see which way lines up the best. So you get the holes lined up. Then now often one of the ends of these will have a little bit of a rounded edge on the top, just kind of slightly beveled. If you see one that's more that way, put that end in first. Push it in as far as you can, but before you tap it all the way, I would recommend putting this down on a hard surface. Put the hole where it's going to come out, put that hole on a hard surface, just to avoid the danger of tapping this and having it chip out some of the wood there. So if you have that on a hard surface like that, then you can tap it all the way in. And now it's all put back together.